Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to another episode at America TV. My name is James, one of the e-guides here at America, and we welcome our audience members joining us online. We hope that you're doing well and staying safe. At America is the U.S. Embassy's American Center, and our mission is to provide a space for young Indonesians to learn more about the United States. We have temporarily moved to a solely digital platform so that you guys could enjoy us from the comforts of your own home. In this episode, we'll be having 3D printing for sustainable living. But before we begin, let's break the ice with a little game. I have here a question. What is the most eco-friendly material for a 3D printer? I have here several options too. Option A is PVA, option B is TPE, option C is PLA, and option D is PET. Stay tuned until the end of this program because we'll be giving a live shout out to whoever answers correctly on our social media accounts. Other than that, don't forget to take it down. Without further ado, let me introduce you to today's moderator, Jane Nawilis, co-founder of SWE Jakarta. Jane, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. Hi, James.
Hi, it's great to hear that you're doing great. Well, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining our talk today. First of all, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jane Nawilis. I am the co-founder of the Society of Women Engineers Affiliate Jakarta. SWE is a non-profit organization established over 60 years ago in the United States, while SWE Affiliate Jakarta was started in 2017. Our friends of SWE Jakarta ranges from high school, college students, professionals in the engineering field, and also engineers who have become entrepreneurs or freelancers, even educators and stay-at-home mothers. But they're still passionate about increasing the awareness about and interest in STEAM. STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. As part of SWE Jakarta programs, we have workshops, networking events, webinars, field trips to factories, for example, and discussion groups for adults. We also have many outreach programs for students related to STEAM. I believe 3D printing is very STEAM related. You cannot get any more STEAMy than this. You have material science, printer technology, engineering design, arts, of course, that's a big part of this 3D printing, and mathematic components all embedded in one. So in fact, one of our previous workshops was learning about 3D print design using Tinkercad. Yeah, for the workshop, we collaborated with At America, actually. We have the class at America and students came and they learn and they can design and print their own 3D print and bring it home. So these are some examples of 3D print. This is not from the class, but this is my own collection of 3D print stuff. And this is actually from At America when we had the workshop. Yeah, this is very cool. So those are the 3D print stuff. Today, I have the opportunity to moderate this wonderful discussion about 3D printing for sustainable living. We have great speakers who are passionate. They're very passionate about making a social impact in Indonesia. We have Pak Stefanus, Hodir from Imajin, Pak Djoko, Kuswanto from Travel Print 3D, and Ibu Zaleha from CAS Foundation. During the talk, please do not hesitate to post your questions at any time during the talk through the different area channels that you're in, and we will compile the questions and we will get to them after the presentations from our guest speakers. So for our first speaker is Pak Stefanus Hodir, the co-founder and chief marketing officer of Imajin. It was established in 2014. His background is in mass communication, broadcasting, and advertising, but he saw the need of 3D printing in the industry sector and thus created Imajin. Right. So now I would like to welcome Pak Stefanus as our first speaker. Pak Stefanus, please share about your experience and activities. I have also learned that you learn about 3D printing on your own. That's amazing.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Welcome, Pak Stefanus. The screen is yours.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Stefanus. I'm a CMO and the co-founder of Imajin. Okay, today I will talk morely about the basic 3D printing industry in Indonesia. But before that, I would like to apologize if my English is not that good. So I hope you guys can understand what I'm saying, and I will try my best to talk about it, about the 3D printer. Now, today, I'm going to talk about with my senior, Pak Djoko and Bu Zaleha. So I think the topic they take is more practical than mine. Mine is for basic knowledge about the 3D printing and what we do in this industry. So can we start the presentation?
Silakan Pak Stefanus.
Okay, I will share my screen first. Okay, so like I said before, I come from Imajin. Imajin is the 3D marketplace and community in Indonesia, the first one that come here. Actually, there is a lot of marketplace and community around the world, but in Indonesia, we are the first one to connect, the maker and the designer and also the user of the 3D data. So this is our motto: is to create a green generation that full of imagination and creativity. This one is the thought that we think a lot, that all around us is started from imagination. I think you all agree with me with this, because like we see in around us, everything is based on 3D, right? So everything around us started with 3D data, 3D design, imagination. Then after that, we can produce it via conventional way like mold and dies, and now we can produce it with the 3D printing. So this is the question that I ask a lot by a lot of people. What can 3D printers do? Because most of them only know that 3D printing only can do small stuff, like Bu Jen show us before, like toys or hobbies, like, right? So actually, no, 3D printing can do more than this. For example, if you can see, I show you the home appliance for lamp. So you can design your own lamp and you can print it and you can decorate your own house based on your preference. And the next one is the fashion industry. Like you see in my presentation, they have built the shoes they made from 3D printing. But this material is different, is more elastic and more usable. This one also the newest technology. If you can see, here is a chocolate. So the material, usually they use plastic, but this one is using chocolate. So you can garnish your food and beverage. You can make it as a snack or a decoration from your, maybe you have a food and beverage business. You can decorate your plate with it. This one is more bigger, it's prototyping. So automotive, aerospace, and everything of prototyping using 3D printer now. This one is what we do recently is going to the medical side. This is, as you can see, is a face shield that maybe is famous now, right? Because of the COVID issue. So we can do it as well. Mr. Djoko also made it. It's very nice one. And the next one is the house. We make it like a miniature for our house before we make the real one. Now you can make the real house using 3D printing, and it's cost you less money and having some time efficiency. Maybe later Mr. Djoko will share to us about it more detail. So I will explain to you a little bit about what is 3D printing. Actually, 3D printing have in many variation, but the most famous one is plastic-based 3D printer. As you can see, what I have here is plastic-based, and everything, most of them is plastic-based 3D printer. So the first one is FDM. As you can see, FDM is one of the most used 3D printer in the world. It's very simple. You can find it everywhere. You can find it in the every e-commerce. They sold it for a cheap price until the medium price. This is very simple. They're using a filament as the material, and they have many material that I mean the many variation of the material itself. They have the rubbery things. They have the hard things, PTA, PLA, ABS, and everything. Maybe later I will explain to you the detail. And that I've shown to you guys, the 3D printer is now can be made in Indonesia locally. Like I show to you is the Rexis is made from one of my partner in Jogja. They made it and they already can produce the 3D printer locally. So the next one is more complex, is SLA, is stereolithography, is actually a printing using the resin liquid. So before is using filament, it's like a solid one, like a hairline, but SLA is using a liquid resin. So the product will be more smooth and it's easier to finishing and easier to produce. The next one is more complex. SLS printing, selective laser sintering. This one using the material is using powder, plastic powder. So the heaten using the laser. So before you can only use the heat extruder, so it heated the filament. But in the SLS, they are using laser to print the material. So not only plastic, we have also the metal 3D printer, but they now only have it. I just know there is one in Indonesia and in Lipi. Maybe Mr. Djoko know more than that, more than me. Maybe there is one in Surabaya or anywhere. But this is what I met in Bandung is metal 3D printing. So metal 3D printing is basically the same with the plastic, but they are using metal or aluminum as their material. And this part is not only for prototyping, they can use it directly to the product, just like automotive, cars, motorcycle, or everything. So this is a huge innovation and huge opportunity for 3D printing in Indonesia. So we have also the other 3D printer around the world like this. Maybe you already saw it before from the gel-based 3D printer. This is the printer that used to print the house. I said before. Later, Mr. Djoko will explain maybe. And this one for the basic user, for the kids especially, we have a 3D printing pen. So from small, they can make it their own 3D printing product. So this is the FDM things, but different media, different technology. They have arms, they have polar, there's everything, but it's basically the same 3D printer. So this is the question, what do we do to bring up the innovation and distribution of 3D printers in Indonesia? This is my job actually in Imajin. This is what we do. So 3D printing is not only for printing only. If you want to go to the 3D printing industry, it's not only for the hardware. I mean the 3D printer. They need to have a design for printed. So in Imajin and in our community, we can support and we can help them to make the 3D data. So we can help and supply them with the model itself in our software. So you can download and upload and you can share everything about 3D data in our platform. And we can help you as well if you have any idea, if you have any nice innovation to 3D print or to prototyping, we can help it as well. So this is what we do for medical use in hospital for the face shield with 3D printing. For the education as well, we help students to know about the 3D printing more. This one we communicate with the influencer in Indonesia to make in 3D printing industry to more famous and known by all people. This is one of our project to scan the face and make it to the like statue of themselves. This is our event, 3D design competition, and many more. So this is the store. So actually, Imajin and the community, we have a community based on a association Print 3D. We can help you guys with the idea that you have to make it like a reality. We don't want to block your imagination to just another imagination. We want to make your imagination to product that can be used to make the like our topic is to make 3D printing for sustainable living. So I think that's it from me. Maybe Mr. Djoko and Bu Zaleha will share more about it, and feel free to ask me everything about the 3D printing industry. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Pak Stefanus, for the insightful presentation. I didn't know that there were so many different types of 3D printers, and I've only heard about it, but didn't even realize in Indonesia we have the metal 3D printing already.
Yep.
So that's great. I definitely learned a lot more about 3D printing now. Like Albert Einstein said, you can't solve a problem on the same level that it was created. You have to rise above it to the next level, right? So thank you very much for that.
Sure,
Our second speaker is Pak Djoko Kuswanto. He completed his undergraduate study in industrial and product design from Institut Teknologi 10 November in Surabaya. Then he completed his master's degree in biomedical engineering. Currently, in addition to being a lecturer at the Industrial Design Department in ITS, Surabaya, he is also the director of Travel Print 3D and the founder of Rumah Prostesis Indonesia. He is heavily involved in incorporating 3D printing into the medical field. I look at the Instagram of the Travel Print 3D. It's amazing what you do. There's so many prosthetics and different things that you really dive into the medical. So next, I would like to invite Pak Djoko to share about his area. Please.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, James. Okay, I'm sorry. Hi, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon and best wishes to all. My name is Djoko Kuswanto, lecturer in Industrial Design Department in ITS Surabaya. I teach a CAD course, Trend and Lifestyle for Industrial Design, Medical Device Design, and also as a head of the Integrated Digital Design Laboratory in Industrial Design Department ITS. So we'll start by showing a video that I got on the internet. Concept from one of the industry about lifestyle in the future. Please enjoy of this. Sorry, this video is the future of your Imajin. Is that what you imagine about the future? Maybe.
Yes, Pak Djoko? She is working a lot with 3D printing now. Oh, here we come. We have back Pak Djoko. Thank you. Pak Djoko, please unmute your video. There you
Okay.
go.
Okay. Sorry. My connection is very bad.
No problem.
Okay.
You can go back to your presentation.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. What kind of future do you imagine? Yeah. Because the video is presentation the future, and this time I'm not sharing about 3D printing technology and technology is for anything, because you can easily get in by searching on the internet. But I only invite us to reflect, realize, make decision, determine concrete action, consistent, persistent, and we continuously to do it became a new habit. You can read this, you can look my presentation. I'm sorry, I'm presentation in Indonesian. Di banyak belahan dunia, kita banyak melihat bahwa penggunaan material-material yang recycle dari kain dari pabrik untuk baju, kemudian juga membuat ini sepatu, ya, dengan wool, kemudian juga membuat alas, ya, yang berbahan dasar dari straw, ya, drinking straw, plastik drinking straw, menjadi seperti ini, Kemudian kita juga bisa memperhatikan bahwa menggunakan plastik daur ulang, kemudian juga menggunakan ini bahan atau mangkok, wadah untuk kegiatan-kegiatan yang bisa dimakan, kemudian juga menggunakan bahan, ya, daur ulang untuk ini, ya, sari kain di India. Kita juga banyak melihat usaha orang untuk melakukan merawat lingkungan dengan cara seperti ini, ya, menggunakan plastik untuk dikumpulkan, dimasukkan dalam botol, kemudian ditata seperti menjadi fungsinya menjadi batu bata untuk di pengganti dinding rumah. Ada juga ya usahanya melakukannya dengan cara adalah dia menggunakan, ya, tinta seperti ini. Nah, ini juga ada juga yang pada bidang ini membuat daur ulang, ya, bukan daur ulang tapi memanfaatkan material sampah atau yang sebelumnya sama ini dibuang untuk menjadi sebuah material yang kita sebut adalah hydroxyapatite, ya, yang berbahan dari sisi ikan. Anda tahu bahwa sisi ikan kalau khususnya di Surabaya dan di banyak kota di Indonesia itu menjadi sebuah sampah yang hanya dibuang saja, ya, tanpa dimanfaatkan. Tapi dengan ini kita bisa menggunakan ini sisi ikan, cangkang dari kerang, cangkang dari kepiting, cangkang dari cumi-cumi yang ada di pasar itu menjadi sampah untuk menjadi sebuah bahan yang sebenarnya bahan ini bisa dipakai untuk apa? Untuk kebutuhan medis. Dia bisa membantu pertumbuhan tulang untuk pemasangan implan seperti itu. Jadi ini bahan yang luar biasa penting untuk dalam dunia medis. Yang lain adalah banyak komunitas seperti Pak Stefanus tadi bilang, ya, sampaikan bahwa sudah banyak 3D printer dibangun. Salah satunya adalah membuat 3D printer dengan skala yang besar untuk wheelchairs yang besar, dipakai untuk mencetak kursi atau street furniture yang berbahan dari daur ulang plastik. Ada juga yang membuat ini bahan-bahan itu untuk menumbuhkan untuk menumbuhkan koral, ya, terumbu karang di lautan, dan itu banyak dilakukan. Dan ini sudah cukup masif dilakukan banyak orang. Salah satunya juga di Pulau Bali. Hal yang lain adalah mungkin tadi sempat disinggung oleh Pak Stefanus adalah membuat printer 3D untuk rumah, ya, dengan bahan yang dari lingkungan yang aman dan dari lingkungan seperti itu. Kemudian juga yang ini adalah printing kue, ya, macam-macam menggunakan 3D printing di sini. Nah, ini ada juga dari teman-teman dari ITB, ya, ada dosen atau lecturer from ITB, itu dia mengembangkan filamen daur ulang plastik. Sama juga yang dilakukan oleh alumni dari ITS, itu adalah mengembangkan filamen dari daur ulang plastik seperti itu. Dan ini sudah ada dan dilakukan beberapa orang ada di Indonesia. Nah, saya di sini cuma mengajak apakah Anda ya akan mewujudkan itu untuk menjadi sesuatu yang nyata. Ya, apa yang akan Anda lakukan? Di sini saya cuman mengajak apakah Anda bisa melakukan dan memulainya dalam menjadi sebuah kebiasaan Anda sehari-hari, ya. Kalau saya memilihnya adalah memilih untuk menggunakan itu menjadi seperti ini. Saya menggunakan plastik daur ulang untuk membuat apa? Membuat kaki palsu dan tangan palsu dengan material daur ulang. Seperti ini. Ya, saya punya founders dari Rumah Prostesis Indonesia. Saya punya kegiatan seperti ini, membantu membuat kaki palsu, membuat tangan palsu. Bisa dibayangkan kalau saya memilih karena saya bisa dengan 3D printing, saya memanfaatkan 3D printing untuk apa? Untuk berperan nyata dalam lingkungan untuk menjadikan manfaat seperti ini. Bisa dibayangkan banyak sekali yang bisa kita hasilkan. Kita perhatikan banyak sekali yang bisa kita hasilkan. Saya mengajak semuanya berpikir bahwa kalau kita gunakan ini dengan bahan daur ulang, ini memang yang saya bikin ini tidak semuanya dengan daur ulang, tapi sebagian dengan daur ulang. Tapi saya mengajak kita semua membayangkan bahwa kalau ini kita bikin dengan plastik daur ulang, kira-kira seberapa banyak plastik daur ulang yang bisa kita gunakan kembali dan itu memberi manfaat lain untuk banyak orang. Itu yang saya ingin tunjukkan. Memang sebagian di sini ada yang daur ulang, sebagian enggak. Tapi saya mengajak kita semua membayangkan seperti itu. Anda bisa lihat seperti ini. Ini contoh yang saya pengen tunjukkan. Nah, Anda bisa bayangkan kalau seperti ini kita bikin dengan plastik daur ulang. Oke, saya lanjutkan. Saya juga mengajak Anda untuk membayangkan semua bahwa kalau seperti ini dibikin dengan plastik daur ulang. Oke. Sebagian dari yang kami lakukan di sini adalah kami mencetak ini semua dengan plastik daur ulang. Selain itu juga saya memilih bertindak nyata untuk menjaga dan kelangsungan lingkungan kita, yaitu dengan apa? Menggunakan 3D printer untuk ini. Ini sudah pernah saya sharing sebelumnya. Saya menggunakan 3D printer untuk membantu face shield, produksi face shield. Seperti ini yang kami lakukan, ya, sudah dilakukan dan disebarkan ke banyak kota, dan jumlahnya adalah lebih dari 100.000 piece yang kita kirim ke seluruh Indonesia. Ya, bisa nggak kita tadi saya ulang lagi, bisa nggak kita bayangkan bahwa ini kalau semuanya kita pakai dengan plastik daur ulang, kira-kira berapa banyak yang bisa kita manfaatkan. Ya, sekian presentasi dari saya, mohon maaf, banyak kendala. Terima kasih. Waktu saya serahkan ke Jin, silakan.
Thank you very much, Pak Djoko. Wah, terima kasih. Thank you very much, Pak Djoko, for the wonderful presentation. So I just want to summarize and translate a little bit. So the different materials, there are different sustainable materials out there. For example, is the how do you say it again? Hydroxyapatite, apatite, that can be used in, for example, bone transplant. And there are so many things that we can use the material for sustainable living. Yeah. and we can use that material, combine it with the 3D printing technology, and we can make wonderful things together. That's amazing. Thank you very much for the sharing session. So when last February, as I was saying, I met with a researcher. She's a biomed researcher too, and she was making 3D print with silicon, and from a human body organ. So she take a picture to simulate the human body organ. Yes. Okay. So then she works together with medical equipment companies who wants to do, and then instead of trying out on real human organs, then they can try it out on this. So it's amazing what things we can improve with 3D printing. Great. Okay. Thank you very much, Pak Djoko, for your time. We're going to go now to our third speaker, which is Ibu Wan Zaleha Radzi, who I have personally met through Habibi Festival. She is the co-founder of CAST, which stands for Culture, Art, Science, and Technology Foundation. And she's also the co-founder of Makerland, who is very active in making the event Habibi Festival a successful place to collaborate between makers, industry, and education sector. Please, Ibu Zaleha.
Thank you, Jane.
The space and the screen is yours. Now we say the screen is yours because we're doing everything online.
Thank you. Thank you, Jane. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, my name is Zaleha, sometimes called Buzi by my friends in Indonesia. I'm a co-founder of CAST and also of Makerland. And my background has been as a journalist, a broadcast journalist, and also an equestrian producer, horses, as an athlete, and also to produce the horse shows. My journey, where it takes me to 3D printing, began in Yogyakarta in 2014. It's a journalistic instinct, I guess, the nose, and you end up in Jogja with very, very interesting activities by the collectives and the people who are of a mindset, of a very transformative mindset. So that it was there that I discovered the maker movement of critical making and transformative making. So began my journey, and here I am now at CAST Foundation, co-founder with Pak Ilham, and also Makerland, which wants to build a better, help strengthen the maker ecosystem in Indonesia. Yes, so I think maybe we can start. So what I'll introduce CAST and a bit of Makerland, and where 3D printing fits in is 3D printing is part of, one would say, the essential tool, or a very popular iconic tool of maker spaces in the digital fabrication world, the maker movement, which was popularized also by in the US by the maker fairs and Dale Doherty. So 3D printer, I think, got its moment when it became a desktop printer. And so the maker movement is usually seen with a 3D printer somewhere. And so what is CAST? So CAST, we talk about CAST briefly. Now CAST, Culture, Art, Science, Technology, is a platform that is driven by the conviction that at the convergence, at the bridging of these disciplines of science and tech, stimulated by the arts, it opens up new and valuable perspectives that can, let's say, it can shake and shape new pathways towards more inclusive innovation. So we'd like to think that we want to help drive efforts for sustainable solutions for change. And if you imagine a culture, our culture, catalyzed at the intersection of art and science and technology, a vibrant culture because of the interdisciplinary collaboration of these art, science, and tech. Because usually you get art, arts and craft, and you have art and design and science and technology, and they're kind of separate worlds. So we propagate and we advocate the synergy of these different disciplines. So as we and this would create inspiration, and so that we can have more creativity, and God knows we need that for the purpose of innovation, more inclusive innovation for the future. And so this is an approach that we'd like to take, the interdisciplinary approach. And we need to, reset our compasses for the future with all the challenges and the complex problems that it presents. Maybe we're going to, perhaps all of us would have to look at it with different toolkits, new ethical toolkits, systems design, systems thinking to address complex problems. We're looking for an inclusive, fairer, and a regenerative world, a more meaningful world. And let's see, what's the next slide? Oh yeah, that's some of the projects that we engage in. And on the right, we have a survey that we do during the COVID crisis. We're still on the survey where we provide we would like to map the makers like Pak Djoko and Chendi and many from the Asosiasi 3D Printing, who it was a 3D printing moment during the COVID crisis where everyone was chipping in to create the face shields and other 3D printed contraptions to help the shortage of equipment. We also, CAS was recently involved. We were part of organizing the online hackathon, also to tanda COVID, a lot of makers of different disciplines coming together in different teams. And so we're exploring, we're discovering how cross-collaboration of interdiscipline, different subjects, different expertise would help drive innovation. And of course, CAS also is the umbrella organization for Makerland. Now, Makerland is, later on we'll talk a bit about that, about a platform for makers. I'll just quickly go to the art, science, and technology examples in Indonesia. We see they've been doing it for a very long time, since the 2000 something. In Yogyakarta, the group of girls, XX Lab, they integrate art, science, and technology to use soya waste to create it into a new leather-like material. They use it for fashion, and they've won awards in Europe, and that's in Georgia. We have a radio astronomer, Venza, who's created an art exhibition for NASA in the Art Science Museum in Singapore. And we have many examples given. The Elo Jello kind of made out of, it's an edible glass, and Pak Djoko gave a lot of examples just now. And so why am I talking about makers? Because 3D printing is a part of a revolution, a tools revolution, where all of us can have access to what was before industrial grade tools, hanya di pabrik, and it's just stuck in the factories. We don't have access. And 3D printing was like the hero, became a desktop equipment, and the makers movement is enabling everybody, you and I, to be able to create, prototype, fund, innovate at a very affordable cost with machines like the 3D printer, this milling machines, sewing machines, CNC machines, bio things to do bio testing. So the maker movement is all of us. We're all makers. It's not that you're not a maker. You have to revert to your inner maker. We're all makers, because when we make something, we come closer to what it means to be human. And we lose touch with that. I think in a conversation with Stefanus yesterday, Djoko, we've become more consumers, and we forget, because we don't have time, it's cheaper to buy, and we lose all the good things that come from making something, the process of iterating, the process of discovery, the process of being, using these wonderful tools that are our hands and our brains. And with the difference now is that with technology and with the tools revolution, everything is more accessible, cheaper, and we can rapidly prototype, which is what the 3D printer has enabled. Rapidly prototype, fail, do again, try again. And so all of us, tinkerers, creators, entrepreneurs, artists, business people, we can create easier and better, and therefore leading to more solutions that would be more innovative, because we just have access to more tools. And the mindset is one of resourcefulness, of creativity. The spirit is, it's okay to fail. Let's do it again until you get it right. They're lifelong learners. And of course, it operates in a world of open source. We always share. The spirit of play is there. And, you have a prototype, a crude prototype, and those 3D printers, you can print parts. And before you actually spend the money to print, 500 pieces of something, you can check it and print it first. And I think that's where with Pak Djoko, I'm really humbled by the work that Pak Djoko does with his Rumah prosthetic, just to make a reference to that, because what 3D printing enables is that you can customize, like the prosthetics before it would cost, I don't know, $200 for prosthetic arm, but with 3D printing, it costs, I don't know, Pak Djoko, correct me, maybe $50, and bisa be customized. So you can customize everything accordingly to the person until you get it right. So it's an amazing revolution in this total democratizing production and democratizing access to information and technology. And so just a bit about Makerland. We provide a platform where makers connect, create and engage, and they can play. And we have conversations, critical conversations. We meet with each other. So it's a zero to maker, maker to maker, maker to market kind of gathering. And we started at the Habibis Festival of Science, Technology and Innovation. In 2016 was the first one of the Habibi Festival, but Makerland only came to life in 2017. And then we've been to Batam, Solo, Jogja, Batam, Solo, Bandung. And so, yes, that's Makerland providing a space for makers, 3D printers. Sometimes a lot of people see 3D printers for the first time. I watched them at Makerland. It's amazing. It's like magic. It's mesmerizing. Memukau, yeah? When you watch this additive manufacturing. Okay. This is what happens to you when you make. You are thinking with your whole being. You think and you tinker, so you are. It's a whole body experience, and you appreciate what you produce. You just use all your God-given senses. It's just amazing. I think if you would just return to making something, anything, cook, draw, and as opposed to, yes, it is easier to buy, but we lose something. And when we make something, it just gives us our own power back. Let's see now some scenes from Makerland. We have there Dwi Arsana, who is an electronic YouTuber. He's also into 3D printing. So what we need in Indonesia, perhaps, he's got hundreds, thousands of viewers. DIY electronics, how to make drones out of susu sate, and many other things to do with motorbikes, electric bikes, and also now he's into 3D printing. So his content is in Bahasa Indonesia, and in my conversations I find that that's missing the Indonesia, that we would have more Indonesian content of how to make things. So that's where Dwi has been very successful. He's a very, the way he presents is very santai and very approachable, and it's okay to get it wrong, and please chill and let's make it. It's not difficult. And what Makerland tries to do is tell you that technology is not abstract. It's not difficult. It's because it's so advanced, it's become easier for all of us to use. And so you get a lot of kids soldering, kids tinkering. And I was told by someone from Kemendikbud that actually, even though we don't see 3D printers, a lot of people don't know what they look like. In schools, mainly more in private schools, perhaps, but there are a lot of, not just in universities, but in schools, a lot of kids are having experiences with 3D printing. We just need to spread the movement more, the maker movement, where they get to, you know, what 3D printing always says: if you can imagine it, you can make it. And yeah, let's go on. So here's some. We had a couple of wonderful twins from Bali, Dylan and Dio, down there. They made their own 3D printer from YouTube. They learned English from YouTube. This is quite a different generation, the generation that's going to care about sustainability, that is caring about sustainability and what happens in the world that they inherit, that we give them. We have to take care. And so, yes, the magic that you see when people look at, you know, get fascinated and hypnotized by 3D printing. Yes, and yeah, talking about sustainability, if you go to the basics, what do we need to survive, as COVID-19 has shown us? Well, we can stay at home isolated, and we just need to have food, clothes, maybe not even clothes, and less clothes probably, and house. So all these three basic needs to live sustainably, we can print. We can print food. Okay, it's not quite there in Indonesia. We can print our clothes, and we can print the place we live in. And as we print this with better materials, yeah. And I would love to see, and I think it's happening, yeah, Pak Djoko, that in Indonesia they are already not enough, because we need to spread the word more, create the right narratives, just have more narratives about it. That in Indonesia, we would be seeing 3D printed food, all kinds of innovations, because Indonesians are super creative. Naluri, you know, the DNA of utak-atik, of tinkering, of autodidact, ngulik, you know, it's in all of us. We just have to be triggered that we need to do this, and will help us use all our senses to face our challenges. And just some construction using clay. I think for the first time they're trying to 3D print clay tiles, just a glimpse of what's already there. Yeah, and I can't remember what's at the next slide. I'll just end here before we go to Q&A, to remind ourselves that all of us, we are the regeneration. We are the people who are responsible now, because the signs are there, the destruction has been obvious, and we need to, it's a moment in time that we need to take it upon ourselves to be the change agents, to start with ourselves first, our community, and to address our challenges locally, using local wisdom, because local wisdom in Indonesia, oh my God, I am constantly fascinated all the time. There is so much. It needs to come out. It needs to be the intelligence. You know, I talked to someone from a lady who went into the interior. She said the kids in the outer areas, daerah terpencil, they're smart. She said sometimes smarter. She dare says that they're smarter than Jakarta kids, because in terms of self-efficacy and self-regulation, they are so in touch with what's around them, so in touch with themselves. Imagine if we gave them more tools, what they could do. So the talent is there, and we just need to provide a conducive environment to grow this talent and to grow this revolution where everyone can make, everyone can innovate, if we just believe in ourselves. So with that, I just would like to finish that in the future, we hope that we all move together as we co-create and we collaborate. It's in a systemic way, because the challenges are very complex. So we have to work together to actually tackle this and to find these solutions for all our individual and common challenges and needs. And technology is enabling that. It's a great magnifier, and it makes everything easier to scale. So with that, I end. Let's reset our ethical compass for the future, reinvent, reimagine, reiterate, regenerate. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ibu Zaleha, for the heartwarming presentation. So what interests me most about your presentation is how we can collaborate as a community, right? as when we grow together, not just makers, educators, everyone work together, then we can make great things. So if you want something new, you have to stop doing the old way, right? At this time, we are going to answer some questions from the audience. Actually, I already have some questions here. And feel free for anyone who is been attending our talk to keep writing, keep those questions coming in, and we will answer them definitely. So here's one of the question from Michael Antonius. I think we agree that there's no such thing as perfect technology. So based on your experience, what are the disadvantages of 3D printing technology? Have you find any setbacks or drawbacks from 3D printing technology? Either Pak Stefanus or Pak Djoko? Maybe you want to answer that?
Okay, I think I will answer it in the simplest way for the disadvantage of 3D printing technology that based on my experience, okay? So actually it's not the disadvantages, but I think the technology is not there yet. I think in 5 or 10 years it's already there. The disadvantages of the 3D printer is for mass production that I see before. So like for example, in like face shield, we can build everything. I mean the design, you can build as unique as you want, the design itself with 3D printing. But when we go to the mass production that needs like 1,000 a day, and we have a limitation in the machine and the printing size. I think that's the biggest disadvantages in 3D printing industry right now is the mass production for the things. But for the imagination, but the innovation is already there. I mean, it's very good to use 3D printing to do some prototyping or letting your imagination out to the product.
Okay, great. Thank you. Is there anything you want to add, Pak Djoko?
Ya, saya menambahkan. Jadi memang betul bahwa 3D printer itu memang bukan untuk menggantikan mass production, bukan. Tapi 3D printing adalah menjadi melengkapi sebuah tahapan di mana industri manufaktur sebelumnya yang memang seharus mahal, ya, tidak akan menggantikan industri yang ini, tapi melengkapi, ya. Jadi contoh adalah kita perhatikan sebagai contoh yang paling real itu adalah saat kita ada lomba F1, Formula One, ya, atau MotoGP. Kalau dulu membuat mesin itu sangat-sangat mahal. Jadi saat satu musim kompetisi itu mungkin hanya 3 atau 4 kali untuk ganti mesin atau ganti desain. Padahal kita tahu semua bahwa setiap Grand Prix, setiap lokasi race itu memiliki karakteristik yang berbeda-beda. Nah, mungkin Anda bisa perhatikan 3-4 tahun terakhir ini, setiap lomba dimanapun di negara manapun, di setiap race, di setiap Grand Prix, itu tim membawa perangkat aerodinamika yang berbeda-beda. Nah, itu karena 3D printing. Bahkan untuk membuat mesin pun juga, itu juga dengan 3D printing. Jadi menambahkan dari pernyataan Pak Stefanus tadi, pengalaman saya khususnya, penggunaan 3D printing itu memang lebih banyak kepada customnya, ya, ke customnya, dan melengkapi dengan melengkapi sebuah industri besar sehingga tidak ada kesalahan pembuatan molding yang harganya sangat mahal. Nanti prototypingnya dulu. Jadi bukan untuk menggantikan, seperti itu.
Oke. Terima kasih banyak, Pak. Ada another question. We have another question, and really this is I'll translate it ya. First, kami dari KDM Makers, kami ingin bertanya apa sih yang harus kita punya untuk menghadapi 4.0. Kami juga ingin bertanya bagaimana caranya bisa membuat 3D printing kaki palsu dari botol plastik. So thank you. Hi, KDM Makers. Ibu Zaleha, they're here today. So we're familiar with them. Yeah.
They're a wonderful group of makers. They were at Makerland. It's very heartwarming to see. I'll answer one part, and then I think the prosthetics part would be something that Djoko would answer. Generally, what you need, the question again, what you need to face the future, right?
Yeah. What do they have to have in order to face 4.0, Industry 4.0? And also the second question is how to make 3D printing prosthetic from bottle plastic, from plastic bottles.
I think I just want to go with a simple thing called mindset, because a lot of us terkongkong, we are, I think people in education are familiar with this. It's a fixed mindset versus growth mindset. So if you want to go into another era, and this era I feel is super interesting. In this, we're really entering where there's going to be fundamental shifts in structures. We need to, otherwise we're just going to head for a collapse. So it's a very interesting time, and I believe in humanity, in the essential humanity, in human spirit. To go into that is a mindset that is like a growth mindset, where we have to. Okay, let's see what a fixed mindset is. Someone who believes that intelligence, personality, character is fixed and my potential is determined at birth. It doesn't change. So a fixed mindset tends to avoid failure. They want to be smart. They want to stick to what they know. Avoid challenges, and feedback and criticism is personal. They don't change or improve. A growth mindset, which is a maker mindset, is more you desire continuous, lifelong learning. You confront uncertainties. You're not afraid to, try it. And it is from the trying. There's a famous poet, walker, there is no path. The path is made by walking. So the maker mindset is go for it. And that's what I love about the spirit of the maker movement. Just make, just do. And so you confront uncertainties. You embrace challenges. You don't run away from things that are difficult. You see it as opportunities. You're not afraid to fail. That's like, standard maker, and not afraid to fail. Put lots and lots of effort to learn. You're like a beginner, because when you learn, I don't know, some brain, neurons in your brain. When you learn something new, you're amazing things happen. So don't be afraid to try something new. And the feedback you get is really it's about the potential to grow. So the growth mindset, with the growth mindset, you feel yourself capable to be able to face the challenge. You go ahead, and of course, please remember that we have to adopt a circular economy mindset, a regenerative economy mindset, and go forward with that. Work together, because it's a global challenge. Cannot do it alone. So we have to go together. So collaborate. It's not easy. Yeah, different discipline, different character, system, government, a complex web. So we have to walk through. We have to find a way, and we go step by step with the right mindset. With the right mindset, we have a really good chance to face it in the best way possible.
Okay, great. So if I can summarize it, to face the Industry 4.0, we need the growth mindset. And then it's okay, trial and error, failures is okay, as long as you're trying, and collaborate, right? Collaborate with different groups.
Yeah, and don't forget technology. We need to embrace technology. It's important. That's
great. Maybe from Pak Djoko, you can answer the question.
Saya setuju dengan apa tadi jawaban dari Bu Zaleha tadi. Sampai saya menambahkan, seperti apa kita harus memulai, apakah kita bisa, apa yang perlu kita siapkan. Sebenarnya just do it dulu aja. Artinya seperti ini, kita tidak bisa membuat sesuatu itu, misalkan semuanya bisa 3D printer. Kita nggak perlu seperti itu. Seperti Bu Zaleha tadi bilang, bahwa kita terdiri dari beberapa macam kekuatan. Kita harus kolaborasi. Jangan semuanya 3D printer. Ya, jadi teman-teman yang sudah artinya yang ingin melakukan sesuatu, sekarang just do it aja. Apa yang Anda bisa? Misalkan Anda berkolaborasi untuk membantu pembuatan prostetik atau kaki palsu. Anda bisa apa saat ini? Oh, saya punya, mohon maaf, saya punya dana oke, Anda jadi donatur. Saya punya tenaga, oke, Anda jadi volunteer. Saya punya kemampuan IT, oke, Anda menjadi database dari pasien. Saya bisa fotografi, oh, Anda bisa dokumentasi dari pasien, dokumentasi dari kegiatan kita. Itu just do it aja. Artinya memang kita harus kolaborasi. Kita nggak mungkin semua dari kita belajar 3D printing, semua dari kita produksi kaki palsu dengan 3D printing, semua dari kita produksi filamen dengan bahan daur ulang. Bukan seperti itu. Kita berperan, maksud saya presentasi saya tadi, kita bisa berperan sesuai dengan kapasitas kita masing-masing. Pilih aja Anda sebagai apa. Jadi tidak perlu, tapi memang tidak perlu bisa semua, tapi Anda bisa menggunakan kekuatan kolaborasi. Bersama kita bisa, seperti saran Bu Zaleha tadi.
Lalu the next question, Pak, yang bagaimana caranya membuat 3D printing kaki palsu dari botol plastik? Apakah bisa?
Oke. Nah, sebenarnya tadi yang saya presentasikan bukan botol plastik langsung dijadikan kaki palsu, bukan. Tapi botol plastik tadi itu didaur ulang, ya, didaur ulang, dicacah dulu, didaur ulang, diolah dulu menjadi sebuah, seperti presentasi Pak Stefanus tadi, menjadi bahan filamen,
Pak, ya?
menjadi filamen, ya, yang untuk menjadi apa nantinya menjadi dicetak. Itu yang dimaksud dari kalau kita jadi botol plastik. Silakan, ada peneliti dari ITB, dosen peneliti dari ITB, ada juga penggiat lingkungan dari Surabaya, itu Robris. Dia mereka ini adalah punya mesin untuk membuat filamen 3D. Bisa gunakan itu, seperti itu.
Untuk mesin filamen, untuk mesin pembuat filamen ini, jadi itu aja masih terbatas ya? Apakah itu available untuk publik atau harus membuat sendiri untuk mesin pembuat filamen ini?
Nah itu tadi kata kunci dari saya sebenarnya pengen nambahkan di materi review belum sempat terpotong tadi ya. Jadi kita bilang bahwa kalau kita bilang tentang lingkungan itu sebenarnya harus open source. Itu pendapat saya. Karena kalau kita bilang penyelamatan lingkungan, kemudian cerita tentang ini paten mesin saya, ini desain saya, ini adalah karya saya, nggak akan berkembang dan nggak akan bisa jadi sesuatu. Tapi kalau saya bilang bahwa mesin filamen itu sudah ada, di download di internet, ada cara bikinnya. Dan kami berharap nanti lewat mungkin Cash Foundation ya, mungkin bisa menggerakkan ya untuk membuat apa mesin filamen itu menjadi di open source-kan sehingga orang bisa bikin. Dan itu akan menjadi luar biasa. Seperti itu.
Terima kasih atas penjelasannya. We have another question. Someone is asking from Rajawali 3D. What is the difference between maker and inventor? Does anyone would like to ask that, to answer that?
Maybe Ibu Zaleha can do. What the definition about the maker and inventor?
I would say no difference, because you have the same thinking. Jadi cuman if I would just classify maybe my way of doing it like as zero to maker, maker to maker market. Jadi we are all inventing. But the minute we create something, we are inventing something. So if you want to say products, yeah, maybe popular culture has inventors or those that create new things. But I think I would say no. I think every maker is an inventor. Most of all, you discover yourself, and then you go through this journey of this making journey. You invent many things. It's just wonderful. You know, a maker is an inventor, and inventor is a maker. That's my take.
Okay, great. I have my own personal questions, if you can answer. This question comes from me. So where do you see 3D printing in Indonesia in the next 2 or 3 years? Where will it head to, and where can you see it?
So from my perspective, from Imajin perspective, we want to make a 3D printing is a daily basis life, just like you having your own printer in your house.
Paper
I mean, Yep, paper printer. So it's our goal to educate and to make the knowledge about 3D printing to others, so they have their own 3D printer in their house, so they can build anything. Like I told to you before, they can invent on things, or they can repair the things that broken in their house. So they don't need to buy or from another source. They also can make it, and it's custom. So only you only have that part. So that's our goal in next 2 or 3 years. So everyone can have 3D printer. And like I said before, it's already the price is not that expensive now, and I think everyone can afford it in FDM printer. So that's our goal actually.
That's great. From Pak Djoko, do you have anything to add?
Kalau saya berpikir memang setuju dengan pendapat dari Pak Stefanus tadi, dan saya menambahkan bahwa sebenarnya memang kekuatan dari printer 3D menjadi sesuatu nanti itu, kekuatannya pertama adalah di para mahasiswa dan para siswa yang nantinya memang akan akan menggunakan itu menjadi sesuatu yang standar sehari-hari. Kalau itu dipakai, saya pikir kalau di kampus itu sudah hampir semuanya sudah memakai 3D printer. Nah, di Indonesia ini ada peluang besar sebenarnya. Ada vocation school, SMK. Itu besar sekali jumlahnya di Indonesia. Dan itu sebenarnya kekuatan kalau pemerintah ingin membangun membangun makers yang tangguh ya. Artinya mereka akan jadi kekuatan luar biasa kalau 3D printer itu benar-benar sudah merata ke mereka. Sayangnya 3D printer untuk tahun-tahun terakhir ini masih di lingkungan kota besar dan masih di perguruan tinggi. Ini harus turun ke vocational school, seperti itu.
Okay, so hopefully in 2-3 years, semua SMK, negeri, semuanya, everybody can have this, ya?
Iya, everybody.
Yes.
That's great. Thank you very much. Okay, and I have a question for Ibu Zaleha. I think we're almost running out of time, so this would be the final question from me to Ibu Zaleha. How can we increase awareness of 3D printing in Indonesia?
I think that we need all the practitioners, all the makers, everyone involved in it to help create the narratives using all the media. And we need to partner with media outlets, social media, traditional media, to spread the stories. And the stories are amazing of kids making their own 3D printer, of Djoko's story is one that, you know, it needs to be heard because they would inspire. Because the story of makers, the 3D printer is a tool, but the tool that can inspire so many wonderful things about being human, you know. So the things that we do. So we need to tell the stories and put a human touch to this 3D. It's not this machine that's very hot. Actually, 3D printing is come to the level where we think, oh no, I can't do this, it's difficult. You know, I'm not a techie person, but the technology has enabled it to be pretty easy to use. I know that friends always, you know, get stuck. The problem is like, oh, what do I do again? But we need to spread the word, and it has to be with, we have to partner. Maybe that's part that we would do as well with conventional media, with SOSMED, to find these stories and put them out to inspire. And also it would be great if the education, I don't know if they are, but adopting STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, it's never important, arts, would adopt it. And I would love to see, because it's cheap enough to have 3D printers in every school, because I would propagate it's for all, and not just for schools that can afford it. It's become cheap enough. You can have a paper printer, you can have a 3D printer in your school, in every school, because kids, it's another, what they can imagine. Their imagination is not yet narrowed down. They can imagine a lot of things, and give them the tools. We're going to see a different kind of revolution from this generation.
Yeah. Great. Well, I think we're about out of time today. Thank you so much for our guest speakers for giving your time for us. I definitely learned so much about 3D printing industry and the possibility it offers. I would also like to thank At America for giving us the opportunity here to have this sharing session and talk. And last but not least, I want to thank you all the attendees for listening to our talk today. I hope you have found this talk useful and interesting. Thank you very much. And I would like to steal a quote from Thomas Alva Edison, one of the greatest inventor or maker, as we can call it now. There's a way to do it better. Find it. So everything can always be made, improve, innovate. I love it. Thank you so much for the guest speakers. Thank you, Pak James. I hand over back the thanks to you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jane, Djoko, Juan, and Stefanus for the awesome and informative session. I think a lot of our viewers would appreciate like a lot of the information that you guys shared. Earlier in the event, we asked our audience, what is the most eco-friendly material for a 3D printer? And the correct answer is PLA. PLA is made from cornstarch, so it's compatible with most 3D printers using extrusion 3D printing technology. Shout out goes to Antonius Renaldo from Facebook for answering correctly. Thank you to everyone who has participated. Don't forget to tune in next time and catch a chance to get a shout out from us. Now you may be wondering, how can I develop an awesome idea for a place like this? Easy, don't worry. All you need to do is visit our website at www.atamerica.or.id, select create a program and click collaborate with us. All event proposals coming to us will be reviewed and your event might be featured here soon. You can also subscribe on our newsletter on our website for all our event updates every week. That wraps this episode. It's been fun, everyone, but we have to say goodbye for now. Follow our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at @ATAmerica for all our event updates, fun content, and so much more. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for joining. Again, my name is James, and see you next time on At America TV. Bye-bye. Now, I'd also like to invite our moderator and speaker.